It was a perfect summer afternoon. My backyard pool glimmered under the sun, the water reflecting the bright blue sky like a mirror. I had recently installed a smart lock on the pool gate, a safety precaution for my kids and our guests. The lock was top of the line, connected to my phone, and only accessible to those I authorized. Simple, practical, and completely legal. Apparently, Karen didn't think so. Karen, the HOA president, had a long history of finding reasons to meddle in everyone else's business. She measured fences, policed landscaping, and once called the cops because my dog barked at the mail carrier. But a smart lock? That was new, even for her. It started innocently enough. I was lounging by the pool when I noticed her standing near the gate, peering in with her clipboard. She waved at me, smiling sweetly but with an unmistakable air of authority. "Hello, neighbor," she called. "I just wanted to check that everything's up to code. You know, for safety. Smart locks aren't always compliant." I raised an eyebrow. "Hi, Karen. Everything's compliant. The lock is fully certified and on my property. No need to worry." She frowned. "I just thought, better safe than sorry." I nodded politely and went back to my book. A few minutes later, I heard the sound of sirens. Sure enough, Karen had called 911, claiming unauthorized security measures on a publicly accessible pool. Within moments, 2 patrol cars arrived, lights flashing softly. The officers approached cautiously. "Ma'am, someone reported suspicious activity regarding the pool gate," one said, looking between me and Karen. Karen stepped forward, pointing at the smart lock. "See? This is dangerous. It could trap someone inside. It's a hazard." I blinked. "It's my property. My children use the pool. The lock is a safety measure. You're trespassing by being here without permission." Karen's face went pale, and she opened her mouth, then closed it, clearly caught off guard. The officers glanced at each other, then at me. "Sir, ma'am," one said politely, "she's on your property without permission. That's trespassing." Karen stammered, I was just checking for compliance." I offered. "Because otherwise, why are you standing on my property with no authorization?" The officers nodded. "Legally, she can't be here. If she refuses to leave, we can remove her." At that moment, Karen realized the irony. She had called the cops to enforce safety on my property, only to learn she was the one violating the law. Her face went from indignation to shock, then to muted panic. I leaned against the fence, smiling calmly. "Karen, the smart lock is fully legal. You, however, are not. I suggest you leave before this escalates further." After a long pause, she muttered something about misunderstandings and retreated to her car. The patrol officers stayed long enough to ensure she left, then returned to their vehicles. I watched as Karen drove away, muttering under her breath. The smart lock stood gleaming in the sunlight, a silent symbol of both safety and poetic justice. My kids splashed in the pool, oblivious to the drama, while I finally relaxed, knowing that the HOA's overreach had met its match. The next day, I told a few neighbors what happened. They laughed at the story, appreciating the irony. Karen, who spent years policing everyone else's property, had been caught trespassing while trying to enforce her version of safety. From then on, I made sure to update my smart lock's notifications. Every time Karen wandered too close, I received a discreet alert. It was a reminder that property boundaries exist for a reason, and that sometimes, those who think they're enforcing rules are the first to break them. By summer's end, the pool was safe, the HOA had backed off, and Karen had learned, albeit painfully, that meddling without permission comes with consequences. Meanwhile, my backyard remained a sanctuary, protected by technology, law, and a little poetic justice.